After winning the Champions League for the third time in 4 seasons last month, Real Madrid will now be looking to build upon that and once again achieve major trophy success next season. League glory had eluded them in recent years. Last season they were able to win their first La Liga title in 5 years though, so things are definitely looking very promising for the club right now. Anyway though, I'll be bringing my Real Madrid career mode series back for a second season soon, and in anticipation of its return, I thought it was about time that I took a look at my FIFA 18 Real Madrid ratings predictions. 2,000 likes on this video and I'll make sure that series comes back as soon as possible. So if you're excited to see that series return, you know what to do, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Anyway though, so starting out with Kylian Navas, he very nearly joined Manchester United a few years back in part exchange for David De Gea. That move never went ahead though, and in the 2 seasons since then he's won back-to-back Champions League trophies as the club's first choice keeper. He was 85 rated at the start of FIFA 17, and I believe they will keep hold of that rating for FIFA 18 too. He's once again been linked with a move away from the club. If he does stay in Madrid though, there could well be plenty more silverware to come for the Costa Rican. KIKO meanwhile didn't play too many matches last season, but he did keep 5 clean sheets in the 11 league games that he did play, so yeah, you can't really complain too much about that from your backup goalkeeper. From FIFA 16 to FIFA 17 he was downgraded from an 81 rating to a 79. For FIFA 18 though, I reckon he'll be upgraded slightly and move up to an 80 rating. And now we move on to a player that I personally feel is the best left back in world football right now. He received an 86 rating for FIFA 17. But for FIFA 18, he definitely has to receive an upgrade in my opinion, and I can see him moving up to an 87 rating. And at this point, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring today's video, an app that's provided me with some fantastic stats to justify my reasoning for upgrading him to an 87 rating. So, as you can see here from his league stats for last season, he had 82% passing accuracy, won 80% of his tackles, and also chipped in with 2 goals and 10 assists. This was an absolutely incredible contribution from the Brazilian, and there's good reason why I've got him set as one of the players that I follow in the app right now. And I'm also following fellow Madrid star Morata too, in the hope that the app will soon notify me of a move to Manchester United. I'm following De Gea for similar reasons, but in that case, I'm hoping that the app won't notify me. I don't want him to move to Real Madrid, I very much want him to stay at Manchester United. Anyway though, with the OneFootball app, you can keep up to date with the latest news and action for all your favourite clubs, competitions and players, and if you've not already got it downloaded on your phone, I'd definitely recommend checking out the link in the description down below and getting it installed fresh for the new season. Moving on to Fabio Contral then. The Portuguese left back really didn't get much game time last season, and although he started out FIFA 17 with an 80 rating, he received a winter downgrade to a 77, and that's the rating that I believe he'll keep hold of for FIFA 18. And whilst a player like Pepe leaving would be a huge loss for most teams, he was phased out of the Real Madrid team last season, with Varane and Nacho both playing a lot more games than he did. Varane had a reasonable season, stepped up strongly in the Champions League final, and has now won the competition 3 times since arriving in Madrid in 2011. Not bad for someone that only just turned 24 a couple of months back. He was 84 rated at the start of FIFA 17, and for FIFA 18 I'd expect him to keep hold of the same rating. He still makes a few mistakes sometimes, but he is young, capable of brilliance, and I think that his FIFA 17 rating was and continues to be fair. Nacho meanwhile mainly operates as a centre back, but also filled in a fair amount of left back last season. He was 78 rated at the start of FIFA 17, received a winter upgrade to an 80 rating, and for FIFA 18 I believe that he'll be upgraded once again, working his way up to an 82 rating. He's waited a long time in Madrid for a shot at first team football. Last season he received plenty of opportunities though, and with Pepe departing, next season he might even receive even more opportunities. This man might have something to say about that though. He spent last season out on loan in the Bundesliga, began FIFA 17 with a mere 73 rating, received a winter upgrade to a 77 though, and although he suffered a bit with injury problems in the second half of the season, I nonetheless feel that he'll be moving up to a 78 rating for FIFA 18. Whilst Carvajal is a truly brilliant right back, and in my opinion he is definitely deserving of an upgrade. He was 83 rated at the start of FIFA 17, moved up to an 84 rating with a winter upgrade, and for FIFA 18 I can see him moving up once again, this time to an 85 rating. He's a solid defender that can also contribute quite nicely to Real Madrid's attacking plays, and with Philipp Lahm having retired in the summer, it could even be argued that Carvajal is now the best right back in world football. Danilo's not exactly a bad backup player either, although he has been linked with a move to Juventus to replace Dani Alves, so he might not be at Real Madrid for too much longer. He was 80 rated at the start of FIFA 17, received a winter downgrade to a 79 rating, and that's the rating that I believe he'll receive for FIFA 18 too. He'll turn 26 next month, so he's not exactly a young kid anymore. He was once perceived to be an incredibly promising fullback during his time with Porto though, so if he does move to Italy and starts playing some more regular first team football, who knows what he'll go on to achieve. And Casemiro was a very important player for Real Madrid last season, getting regular game time in the Champions League in addition to a good number of minutes in the league too. He was 82 rated at the start of FIFA 17, was given a winter upgrade to an 83 rating, and for FIFA 18 I believe that it will be upgraded once again, moving up to an 85 rating. He chipped in with a good number of goals last season, so whilst he may be best known for what he does defensively, he's also got a bit about him going forward too. Basically, Casemiro is just a very useful player to have, and he could well be a regular fixture in that Real Madrid midfield for many years to come. Llorente could have a pretty promising future as a defensive midfielder at the club too. He started out with a 73 rating in FIFA 17, received a winter upgrade to a 76, and after a very successful season out on loan, I can certainly see him receiving another upgrade. He was listed as a centre mid in FIFA 17, but having mainly played as a defensive midfielder last season, a position change should be on the cards, and he could prove to be a solid backup option for Casemiro next season. Whilst Toni Kroos had 92% passing accuracy in the league last season, provided 12 assists, 3 goals, and definitely deserves an upgrade in my opinion. Kroos and Modric make such a brilliant midfield partnership. Both of them have absolute pinpoint accuracy with their passing, and I can certainly see Kroos moving up to an 89 rating for FIFA 18. A rating that I can see Luka Modric keeping hold of too. There's even an argument for both of them receiving a 90 rating, but to be honest, an 89 rating is where I see them both sitting for FIFA 18. Luka will turn 32 soon, so he's not exactly the youngest player in the world anymore. Despite his age though, it's difficult to dispute his status as one of the very best midfielders in world football, and it'll be a very sad day when he decides to hang up his boots. Isco's not exactly a bad player either. He's a very attacking midfielder, although after receiving numerous inform cards at centre mid as well as a team of the season card in that position, I expect a position change to be forthcoming for FIFA 18. Isco was 84 rated at the start of FIFA 17. He's definitely deserving of a substantial upgrade though, and for FIFA 18, I can see him picking up an 86 rating. Whilst Kovacic has some seriously tough competition in that Real Madrid midfield, but he too is another player likely to receive an upgrade. He was 79 rated at the start of FIFA 17, received a winter upgrade to an 81 rating, and after a very good season in Spain, I expect to see him upgraded once again. Not everyone in that Real Madrid midfield looks likely for an upgrade though. James Rodriguez fell out of favour in Madrid last season, and is one of many players to have been linked with a move away from the club this summer. After a difficult season in Spain, I can see him getting downgraded for FIFA 18. Nothing too substantial, but if he moves down to an 86 rating then I won't be at all surprised to be honest. Regardless of whether or not he gets downgraded though, he's far too good a player to be warming the bench. That is a given. For now though, he just doesn't really seem to fit into Real Madrid's plans. This man didn't get too much game time last season either. He was mainly utilised as a substitute, but then again he is only 21 years old. I doubt that he really expects to be starting games week in week out for Real Madrid. Marco Asensio was 81 rated at the start of FIFA 17, received a winter upgrade to an 82 rating, and for FIFA 18, I expect to see him upgraded once again, moving up to an 83 rating. He's still a young lad learning his trade and, as I say, didn't start too many matches last season. Did score 10 goals in all competitions though, so Yeah, not a bad record at all, and he looks to have a very bright future ahead of him. Ronaldo, meanwhile, is a very tough one to call in all honesty. He finished the season in absolutely sensational form, and smashed in 16 goals in the final 10 games of the season, including 2 goals in that Champions League final thumping of Juventus. Prior to that final flourish though, he wasn't quite as prolific as we've come to expect him to be in recent years, so it could even be argued that he deserves a downgrade. As he's the cover star though, I honestly don't know what to expect, and wouldn't even be entirely surprised if they upgraded him. I think he'll keep a 94 rating, but his cover star status definitely leaves me wondering. Whilst Gareth Bale is another tough one to predict. He suffered massively with injury setbacks last season, including an ankle injury that he picked up in November. Never really got back into his rhythm after that point. Prior to that though, he was brilliant, so yeah, it's a difficult one to judge. I've kept him at a 90 rating as I personally believe that he is still one of the best players in world football. But I also wouldn't be entirely surprised if he dips down to an 89 rating either. And after rising his way up through the ranks of the Real Madrid Youth Academy, Lucas Vázquez is a nice little backup player for the club. He doesn't start very often, tends to do pretty well for himself when he does though, seems happy with his role at the club, and after receiving a winter upgrade from an 81 rating to an 82 rating in FIFA 17, I can see him staying put now at that 82 rating. Moving on to the strikers now then, and Benzema is a very unselfish player that always gives his all for the team. He didn't score as many goals as usual last season though, so as strikers tend to be pretty heavily judged on their stats, I can see him getting downgraded to an 86 rating for FIFA 18. He's still a fantastic provider. Looking at his stats though, a downgrade wouldn't be at all surprising. Morata meanwhile has been heavily linked with a move to Manchester United, and I can see him receiving an 84 rating for FIFA 18. He stepped up strongly last season with 20 goals for Real Madrid. It was his first season back at the club from Juventus, and it may well be his last season in Spain. If that is to be the case though, then what a way to say goodbye to Real Madrid by winning the La Liga title and the Champions League. Not a bad season at all. And if Morata does end up moving to the Premier League, that would open the door for the arrival of this man from Monaco. Mbappé was absolutely brilliant for Monaco last season, and not just in the French League either. He also had a good return of goals in the Champions League too, and looks like an absolutely fantastic player for the future. He was 71 rated at the start of FIFA 17. For FIFA 18 he needs a massive upgrade though, along with a position change. If his record was purely restricted to the league games, I probably wouldn't be expecting quite such a massive upgrade, as he was also very impressive in European action though. In a team that beat Manchester City en route to the Champions League semi-finals, I can see him picking up an 82 rating. The Frenchman has recently dropped a few hints that he'll be going absolutely nowhere this summer though, so he may well choose to spend another season or two with Monaco. If he does decide to leave the club though, is he really ready for first team football with Real Madrid yet? Let me know your thoughts on that one in the comments section down below. Based on what he showed in the Champions League last season though, personally I think that he could do a real job for Real Madrid if given a chance. He'd be surrounded by such fantastic creative players, and in that environment, I reckon that he could well flourish, you know. Anyway though, so I'll finish off the video there. Thanks for watching, have an awesome day, and I'll catch you again next time.